Hanging out here today planting an apple tree I got last night I did a presentation about fruit tree care, and I was given this apple tree, and you can see here is I pruned it. I pruned it kind of in a commercial way, like that's how I would want a tree with, low, short tree, squat with like a nice open canopy. So I'm trying to set up that sort of a system on that tree, and I was using it as a demonstration. And they gave me this tree, and I'm out here hanging out with my chickens with my rooster half head, and I just kind of wanted to go over how how I plant trees. So this tree came out of this pot. It's probably 2 years old, maybe 3. But you can see here, this is even like it's a good nursery, but this tree's been in this pot too long, that it's root bound. And so I've got to figure out a way to spread those roots out. And so I'm taking this hose and washing all the soil off, which is going to get me it's going to get all the soil out of the nursery. I don't really want their soil in my backyard in case it has something like, or where I'm planting my trees over there, in case it has something like Phytophthora or some kind of like infected disease or just disorder. So I'm trying to wash all this soil off so I can get the tree down to just the bare roots, and I can spread those out. It may take me a while, but I'm gonna try to wash all this dirt out of here, and I'll take another video and show you what it looks like at the end. Or maybe you could just hang out here while I do this. I don't know. I'm gonna stop and work with my other hand, and then I'll check back in. So here's a tree after I pulled it out of the pot. Here's a look at the trees that I pulled it out of the pot. You can see how girdled these roots are. There's the pot still over there. But you see what I'm gonna do now is because I've washed all this soil off, I don't want these roots to just continue growing like in a circle. And so I can pull them out like this. But you can only do that if you wash all this dirt off, because otherwise, even if this is a good nursery, you still just have this problem with these trees sitting in pots for too long, and you have to fix it. And if you have to go through here and say you can't get these roots out, and you maybe have to break a couple of them and be rough with them, it's better that you're rough with them and you straighten them out before you put them in the ground, than not doing it. If I can't get these things out, I'll break them, because you really don't want these things just continually growing in a girdle like that. I want to fan them out, and so they so it sets up nice. Okay, so you've seen here, I've separated all these roots and I fanned them out. I've made my planting hole a lot more shallow. I've straightened a lot of these roots out. And then when I put this soil here in the ground, I'm gonna have to add some water to it, just to kind of get stuff to hold in there and work its way around the roots. So I'm putting a little bit of soil down here at the ends of the roots just to try and get this tree to stabilize. I've also planted it in a way that I've got some more branching here on that side, which is facing the sun. It's like how they, after World War II, they started mechanizing how they were planting trees. They really went to ball and burlap stuff and growing things in containers. Before then, they were doing a lot of bare root planting, which, if you're going to buy trees, try and just buy them bare root. You're not going to have to do this with that. But, you're going to get some good success with taking these things out of these containers and doing this, because it's going to have more expansive root system. But still, like, I would prefer just doing bare root stuff. So I got most of this tree here in the ground. Got it facing the way I want it to face. You know, and because I fanned out the roots and I put all this soil in here, you don't need to stake this tree. You're not going to need to stake it because you've got the roots fanned out more, and you've got soil on top. So then I'm going to put here is like 5 gallons. It's water mixed with, I do a liquid fertilizer that's high in potassium and phosphorus. The fruit trees really like that stuff, and I just mix, it's like liquid fertilizer with water when I'm planting. You know, and that water is going to help you know, mush that dirt down in between all those root systems. What's up, Halfhead? I call him Halfhead because half of his head is white and the other half isn't, and he's also a little dumb. So, you know, you can see here I'm putting in that soil. It's rough, dude, trying to like shovel one-handed. But so I'm getting on all this soil here back in the ground, back in my hole. I'm gonna tamp it down because you got the water in there. You see it's gonna go a lot more. It's gonna push a lot more in there than it usually, you know. It's gonna be, got some liquefaction going on. Put this down in there, stomp it around. You can see the water coming up. Just getting a lot of that soil to move in there to the roots. Getting it all up in that mug. And yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that until the ground's level with everything else. So usually the end of it looks like, you know, I finished that off with a little bit of a mound, so I can water inside that mound. The water will not a mound, like a little ring, so I can water right in there and the water will stay close to where I know the roots are. But you know, that is how you pull that thing out of the container. Spread the root system out there, and it's about that big. This thing was bare root I got a couple weeks ago. The root system is right there. I mean, it's super small, and right now it's really tiny, so it doesn't need that big watering thing. Here's kind of like the orchard where I'm starting stuff. I've got most of my apples are over there. That one I put in is Northern Spy Apple. I don't know what it is. It's supposed to pollinate off of, I got a Red Delicious right here. This is a banana apple. I've got another banana apple, and I mixed my apples in kind of a little bit out here, which for like care purposes is not going to be the easiest, because you know, I've got an apple here, I've got some of these apples there, pears over there, and then apples way that way. And it's just gonna be, it'd be nicer if they were closer together to kind of spray them all at the same time. I've got peach here, got a couple apricots over there. I have one more apricot coming that way, and then got a few nectarines, 2 nectarines, 2 cherries. Those are all pears over there. And then this is where I do all my berries. So I've got blueberries, strawberries in the middle, raspberries there, and then these are grapes. It's Halfhead again. Yeah, so I've got like 36 fruit trees now in the ground. I'll have 37, I think, by the end of the week. But yeah, kind of testing out which varieties work the best, and once I figured out the ones that I work the best, the ones that I felt were the easiest to care for, You know, I'm gonna buy some land outside of town and stick a legit orchard in there, and you know, God willing, that's the plan. But yeah, hopefully I can figure out how to stitch all this stuff together and upload a video.